Hello and welcome to the Michigan Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us today. A few quick housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your cameras and microphones are off so the panelists can't see or hear you. There are more sessions happening coming up in a few days, so make sure to sign up for more if you haven't done so already at the same place that you signed up for this one. And this presentation is being recorded. It'll be available within about a week at strivescan.com/Michigan. I am going to get out of the way now since I've gotten all the housekeeping stuff out of the way and turn it over to our first presenter from the Art Academy of Cincinnati.
Thank you. Let me pull up my PowerPoint. All right. So my name is Brevin. I'm an admissions counselor at the Art Academy of Cincinnati. I'm also an alum. I graduated in 2018 with a degree in illustration and creative writing. So I'm just going to go over really quickly what we have to offer. So for 150 years, the Art Academy has been offering accredited degrees to artists and designers. We offer a Bachelor's of Fine Arts, which is what most of our students go for. We also have an Associates of Science in Graphic Design and a Master's of Art and Art Education degree. We are a small school. We have about 200 students, so you get very familiar with your peers and your professors. We have a 9-to-1 student-faculty ratio, so you're always going to be getting the feedback that you need. This is our curriculum ratio and our majors and minors, which you can look through on the side of the screen there. 2/3 of our curriculum are studio classes, so 3-hour-long classes of just making art and learning new techniques and building your body of work. The other third are liberal arts classes, which will be in subjects like humanities, philosophy, art history, natural science, and social science. And I always like to mention that we don't require math or science in the traditional sense. Everything is taught with artists in mind. So everything is going to be very like discussion heavy and field trips rather than memorizing math that you'll never use again. We have a major fluid program, so that means that if you come in and you major in design, you can still take classes in sculpture or drawing, painting, or photography, or pretty much whatever you want. This really helps our students build a tool belt of skills to help them in the future. We have artist studios all around the school. All juniors and seniors at the Art Academy are guaranteed to get a studio that they would share with 3 of their best friends and people that they work really well with. This is a really great way for students to develop that studio practice and treat art really professionally. And these studios are accessible 24/7. Our school is pretty much always open. So whenever you need to come in to get your work done, whether it's homework or personal work, you can do that. This is just a glance at our facilities. Everything is in this one building, so it makes it really easy to navigate and get around, get to your class on time. And coming back to our major fluidity, you can access any of these areas, whether you're in the major or not. So a designer could still go down into the plaster studio and make work, or into the wood shop to build, I don't know, frames for their work. This is kind of a glance at our neighborhood. We are located in downtown Cincinnati in a neighborhood called Over the Rhine, or OTR. You can see we've got lots of murals and art around the city. There's this really awesome historic art store that is right around the corner from us called Suitors. And we really consider OTR our campus. There's lots to see. There's tons of galleries all over the place, design firms, print shops, plus, parks. It's a really interesting city if you've never been there. Well, it got a lot of like big city aspects, but it's still small enough to kind of be able to talk to people. And speaking about opportunities around the city, there's plenty of stuff here. I was talking about design firms and print shops earlier. This is just kind of an example of some of the places our students have either interned at or gone on to work for after graduation. And our professional development office at the school will be able to help you find any of those internships or co-ops or study abroad programs that you're interested in. So this is our application process. First, of course, is the application, which you can fill out on our website or through Common App. Second is the portfolio, which is 8 to 10 pieces of whatever your best work is, things that you're passionate about, things that you're proud of. And finally, your final transcripts post-graduation. We are test blind, so you don't have to worry about sending in an ACT or SAT. You'll be writing down your GPA on your application, and then we're going to cross-reference that with your transcripts when they come in. Here's just some quick tips about our portfolio requirements. First, of course, we'd like you to show personal projects, things that you worked on outside of school, experimental work, things that are kind of outside of your comfort zone, conceptual work, things that you have put a lot of thought into, or maybe there's like a story behind it. You can show sketchbook work too, maybe works in progress or preliminary stuff, or just anything that maybe hasn't been fleshed out completely that you're really proud of. And more than anything, we're looking for quality over quantity. So if you only have 8 stellar pieces that you think really describe you as an artist, you don't have to worry about filling in those last 2 steps. Every student gets an entrance scholarship. This is based on the portfolio that they submit, and that can cover up to half of tuition every year. We also have a tuition promise. So that means that when you come in, your tuition is going to stay the same all 4 years, even if it changes for future classes. So you have a lot more room to plan for your future, and you don't have to worry about any really unexpected fees. And that is essentially it. This link here is where you can go to find more information about our application steps, as well as all the links that you need to do that online. I'm going to drop my email and stuff in the chat so that anyone can contact me if they have questions in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I'll make a couple reminders here. One, the Q&A is where you can ask questions of any of our representatives. You can do that at any time. And second, as mentioned, the chat is where you'll find information from the representatives that they can send you, like links and contact info and that fun stuff. Up next, we will hear from Gannon University.
All right, can everybody see?
Yep.
Okay, fabulous. Good afternoon, Michiganders. My name is Dawn, and I'm coming to you from Gannon University. You might think, where's Gannon University? I've never heard of that. We are in Erie, Pennsylvania. So to kind of picture where that is, you go around the state of Ohio towards Cleveland, Ohio, go right over the border into Pennsylvania, you'll find Erie, Pennsylvania, right on the shores of Lake Erie. That's where you'll find Gannon University. So I'll tell you a little bit more about my school at this point. We are a smaller school. We are almost 100 years old. We're a Catholic diocesan university, which means we're not affiliated with any order at all. When I said we're smaller, about 4,400 students are on our campus in Erie. We do have a second campus that we just opened in Florida, and that has about 300 graduate students at this point. So yes, small class sizes, small school, great for your learning, big city vibe because we are located right downtown Erie, Pennsylvania. Erie, Pennsylvania is a medium-sized city, I guess I would say, about 100,000 people large. So for college experience, great setting. So you have lots of recreational activities because we're located 4 blocks from Lake Erie. In the one picture, you see that strip of land going out into Lake Erie. That is Presque Isles State Park, offering lots of outdoor natural activities for our students and the general public. Also, we are an urban campus. We are located right downtown Erie. So when you do internships, co-ops, mentorships, volunteer work at campus, very easy to commute to straight out of your dorm room, walking to one of these businesses that are headquartered right downtown Erie, Pennsylvania. Academics. We are a liberal arts college with a professional focus. Many different types of majors are available at Gannon University. We are best known for anything in the science world. So if you have an interest in possibly health sciences, which is one of our big categories, we have many direct admit options for you, such as direct admit nursing, physical therapy, occupational therapy, physician assistant, respiratory therapy. If your science interest might lean a little bit more towards engineering, many different, numerous majors available there as well. Software engineering, environmental engineering, cyber engineering, just to name a few. Maybe you'd like to teach science. That's an option with our education degree at Gannon University. Science also kind of drifts into some of our business majors, like supply chain management. That might be an option as well. But as you can see on the screen, small class sizes, once again, great for your education. How to apply to Gannon? It's fairly easy and it is free. You can use our free online application, or pair up with the common application. We are test blind for this year and for next year. If you are a senior, there's still plenty of time to apply this year because we're on a rolling admission. If you're a junior, we'll look for your application to start coming in August. We do need your transcripts, letters of recommendation, personal statement. Student life, what's it like at Gannon? Well, as you can see on this photo, some of our students are enjoying the winter weather. Of course, being located 4 blocks from Lake Erie, we do get some lake effect snow. So if you're an outdoor lover, you like the snow, you're gonna love Erie, Pennsylvania and all that has to go with it. But if maybe that isn't your interest so much, there are many, many different groups and organizations that you can join at Gannon to make it your home, your new home away from home. Greek life, lots of opportunities for social interaction. Maybe you like to volunteer and do community service. That's available as well. Maybe you want to delve a little bit more into your academic field with a club or an organization. That's available. Athletics. Do you want to do athletics for pleasure, or would you like to be competitive? If you would like to compete in athletics, Gannon is NCAA Division II in our athletics. That's an option as well. On this slide here, you'll see a picture, speaking of athletics, of Victor E. Knight, K-N-I-G-H-T. He is our mascot. We are the Golden Knights. And if you came to Gannon, you'd also be a Golden Knight. How are you going to pay for college? One way to pay for college is using Gannon for helping you pay for college. One way is keeping your grades up. All students accepted to Gannon University receive merit scholarship with their acceptance letter. There are additional scholarships, many of them available for different options. Some of them academic scholarships, some of them leadership scholarships, some of them musical and art scholarships. So depending on what your interest is, there's certainly be some way to help you be able to pay for college and make it worth your while. Here's my contact information, and I'll put it in the chat bar as well. And I look forward to meeting all of you next year in person. But until then, please use this to reach out to me. Gannon has been open all year for classes, and we are open for in-person and virtual visits. So I hope to connect with you. Thanks for having me. Have a great night.
Thank you very much. And again, questions can be asked of any of our representatives by using the Q&A button. You can do that at any time. And as mentioned, check out the chat for the information being sent to you by our representatives. Up next, we will hear from Virginia Tech.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Donnell Wright. I'm the Assistant Director in the Undergraduate Office of Admissions here at Virginia Tech. Appreciate you bringing the time to speak with us. So Virginia Tech was founded in 1872 as Virginia Agricultural Mechanical College. We're located in Blacksburg, Virginia, right in the southwest corner of Virginia. And at that time in 1872, we're essentially founded under the idea of service into those perspectives. So service is very integral to the Virginia Tech experience and the nation that we have here and the Hokie spirit that we have. So Ut Prosum is our motto that translates to that I may serve. Not only in the reference of our Corps cadets, we're one of the 6 senior military institutions in the nation, more similarly to Texas A&M, but as we have a civilian track and as well as a military perspective where students can get involved in, but as well as not only for our traditional students to serve not only the Blacksburg community, but the world as a whole. We want students to really have that service-oriented prospect, especially as we are the land-grant institution in the state of Virginia. But even more in that context, Virginia Tech has that Hokie spirit and Hokie nation in that perspective, broads in the matter of creating the essence that Virginia Tech is the house you want to call home, that this is home. We want you to feel comfortable and safe here at Virginia Tech in all facets of that perspective. And that's why we have a wide variety of different clubs and organizations for students to get involved in, to find those students, meet with those different types of students that we have here on campus. 900 clubs and organizations that we have here on campus for students that creating and find that niche and creating even more of that 900 clubs, even more creating that niche, that Hokie Spirit and Hokie Nation, regardless of the major and interest that you may particularly have. So even if you love chocolate milk, we have the Chocolate Milk Mondays Club. If you love chicken and waffles, every Friday there's a club that does chicken and waffles. And even in perspective of food, we're ranked this year #2 in the nation amongst food services. So all of those in perspective, and we want students to feel comfortable, safe, and healthy here at Virginia Tech, and make sure that Virginia Tech's the house you would want to call home into those cases. Also, we are D1 athletics. We're in the ACC, Atlantic Coastal Conference. So we're playing the UVAs, UNCs, Miami's, Dukes, so on and so forth, and all of our athletics, male and female sporting events. So great opportunities for students to get involved into those different opportunities. But even more, we have over 110 majors and over 200 minors and concentrations here at Virginia Tech in our non-college in agriculture and life sciences, architecture and urban studies. So top 25 architecture program, engineering, top 25 engineering program, 16 different majors within our College of Engineering. That goes from mechanical engineering, aerospace, computer science, computer engineering, ocean engineering, mining and mineral, a lot of different opportunities within the College of Engineering. Liberal arts and human sciences, it's our largest college by major, 55 different majors in our College of Liberal Arts and Human Sciences. So we're much more than just a liberal arts institute, than a STEM institution. Natural resource and environment, #1 in the nation for national resources and sustainable, such as programs like sustainable biomaterials, forestry, fishery, things of that nature. Penn College of Business, some of the fastest growing business programs in the state of Virginia. Business information technology, which we just added a cybersecurity route as well. Hospitality and tourism management, real estate, different opportunities is that. College of Science, that goes into our nanoscience, neuroscience, and it also houses our mathematics, psychology, and our economics. So a lot of different opportunities within that, but all of those, you definitely still have an opportunity of coming in undecided within each of those majors. So we have a wide variety of different opportunities for students to come in. Here's a quick little snapshot of what last year, so not this past year, what we've just brought in. We're wrapping up that, so we'll make sure to update our slides and all information will be available to you online. It's in this perspective, but this is what we look like in the past year. So we're a pretty large institution, 30,000 undergraduate students, 6,000 graduate students on a 2,600 acre land. We have, even though we're a pretty large institution, small student faculty ratio, 14:1. And as well, research is very big to us. We're ranked 48th in the nation amongst research institutions. Around 70% of our students are doing some form of undergraduate research every year. So research in those perspectives that leads into co-ops, internships, experiences, and even more broadening that perspective of things that you want to learn. But in matters of our admissions process, we look into a very holistic review and making sure that we're looking at the entirety of the student academically and personally. And what ways you can apply to us is the coalition or the common app. We don't have a preference of either one that you apply to. We just ask you apply to just one of them. Here's our deadlines for us. We have early decision, early action, and regular decision. Early decision is going to be our binding agreement. Early action is our non-binding and our priority. And we would recommend most students to apply to our early action, as regular decision is our space availability. But they be sure that these are all the same dates, especially for our international students as well. So be sure to make sure you abide by these dates as well. But in matters of the return of investments, this is what I like to put in perspective. Why Virginia Tech in that perspective? We have an 83% graduation rate. 82% of our students are employed or pursuing further education within 6 months after graduation and average around $60,000. So of course, we want you to make sure that you come to Virginia Tech and employ some of the traditions that we have. Of course, you know, in the winter, it's big snowball fight on the drill field with the Corps cadets, and then ring ceremony and all the other great ceremonies, jumping up and down Inner Sandman and in the Lane Stadium. But as well, we want you to make sure that you are well prepared for that next phase of your life and being well prepared to enter those different careers. We have a higher retention rate. We have now is 93%, over 93% retention rate from first year to second year. But that's it that we have for you today. If you have any questions at all, feel free to contact us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And we also do now have a TikTok as well. So we have plenty of different opportunities for you to get involved and ask us any of those questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You can also ask questions during the session. Use the Q&A button if you're so inclined. Also, as I mentioned, check out the chat for the information that the representatives are sending to you. Up next, we will hear from Drexel University.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Emily Santana. I am one of the assistant directors of undergraduate admissions here at Drexel University. Here at Drexel, we are a large comprehensive research university and experiential learning leader. We're located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Drexel was founded in 1891 by a man named Anthony J. Drexel, who at the time was a local banker and philanthropist in the local Philadelphia area. And he wanted to create a university where students had the ability to come no matter their socioeconomic background, gender, or race, to get a hands-on experience and hands-on education. So he created what was once Drexel Institute, now Drexel Institution. What was once Drexel Institution, now Drexel University. So that's just a little history of how we got founded here at the university. Here at Drexel, we're home to about 14,500 undergraduate students, but that might sound like a large undergraduate population. At any given time, half of our student population is away on co-op. So because of that, we're able to keep our class size to a median size of 19 students and our student to faculty ratio of 11:1. At Drexel, you have the ability to major in over 80 different majors in our 13 different colleges and schools, and I'll show you those schools and colleges on our next slide. Our students are coming from about 44 different states and about 122 different countries, so you're going to get exposed to a diverse group of students here on campus, as well as the diverse faculty staff. So you're going to be getting a well-rounded education while you're here at Drexel. Like I said, we have 13 different colleges and schools where all of our majors are housed in. So these are all of the colleges and schools that we have here at Drexel. When you apply to the university, you're going to apply directly into your major of choice. We are a direct entry school for all of our programs. So you're interested in communications, you would apply directly into our communications major within our College of Arts and Science. If you know that you're interested in studying business, but you're not sure exactly what field of business you want to go into, you can apply as an undeclared business student within our LeBeau College of Business. Most of our colleges and schools do offer an undeclared option for students. And then we also do have an undeclared major at the university through our Goodwin College of Professional Studies, which is called our first year exploratory studies. We also have specialty programs such as our BSMD program for students who are interested in going on to medical school. We have a law school available as well. And then we have 18 other accelerated BSMS options available for students. And you can find a complete list of that on our website. Here at Drexel, what we're really known for is our cooperative education program. Our co-op program is the largest of its kind. We partner with about 1,500 companies in 39 states and 40 different countries. About 96% of our students will complete a co-op in their time here at Drexel. Students have the ability to complete anywhere between 6 months to 18 months of full-time work experience through our co-op program here at the university. And they have the ability to potentially earn $18,000 in 6 months through their co-op. About 80% of our co-ops here at Drexel are paid for students. And these are, like I said, full-time work experience where you'll be working in your field before you graduate from the university. So essentially you'll be test driving your career before you even graduate from Drexel, so you know exactly if that major of choice is right for you and you haven't wasted any time in getting a degree in accounting just to find out that accounting isn't for you. Here at Drexel, we are on a quarter system to accommodate our co-op program. So we have a 4-year curriculum and a 5-year curriculum. Our quarters here at the university are 10 weeks long, and they follow the seasons in terms of academic quarters. So we have a fall, winter, spring, and summer. And in between each quarter, we do have a traditional break about 2.5 weeks long. The difference between the two quarters, the two curriculums, is the amount of time you spend away on co-op. Whether you do a 4-year or a 5-year curriculum, you're going to spend the exact same amount of time in the classroom, which is 12 academic quarters, and it's going to cost the exact same. In a 4-year curriculum, you would complete 1 6-month-long co-op in your 3rd year. And in a 5-year curriculum, you would start co-op in your 2nd year, completing 3 6-month-long co-ops for a total of 18 months of full-time work experience that you can list on your resume. At Drexel University, we are located in what is considered University City. University City is home to Drexel University and 2 other universities for a total of 40,000 undergraduate students in the University City area. So even though we are an urban campus, you do really feel like you're on a college campus. Here at Drexel, we are a Division I school in terms of all of our athletic programs. And we're a very civically engaged university. Our president's mission is to become the most civically engaged university in the nation. We have over 350 other student organizations, as well as club and intramural sports and fraternity and sorority lives, as well as an honors program that students can apply to as incoming first-year students. I'm just gonna talk to you all about an application process here at the university. If you're interested in applying to Drexel, we have the Common App and the Coalition app. Students will submit an application fee or an application fee waiver, submit high school transcripts or college transcripts to be considered for college credits here at the university, complete a college personal essay, submit 2 letters of recommendation, as well as any supplemental materials such as a portfolio for our College of West Falls Media Arts and Design, or any supplemental materials if students are applying for our BSMD program and or our honors program. And then we are test optional for the fall of 2022 and the fall of 2023. So if you do not want to take the SATs or ACTs, you do not have to do that. Here are our first year application deadlines. We do have an early action, early decision deadline. And then we have a CSS profile deadline of November 15th for that early action, early decision, and a regular decision deadline of January 15th with a CSS profile deadline of February 15th. Here's my contact information. If you have any questions for me, feel free to put them in the Q&A and I'll be more than glad to answer them for you. I'll also be dropping my contact information into the chat box, so feel free to contact me if you have any questions about Drexel.
Thank you very much, and I'll repeat the information about the Q&A. Ask questions there of any of our representatives. If it's for a specific school, name the school in your question. Up next, Penn State University.
Hi, everybody. My name is Ana Fernandez, and I am the admissions counselor for Penn State, and I'm happy to talk to you today all about a Penn State education. So Penn State was recently ranked in the top 1% among the best universities in the world by the Center for World University Rankings, not only for the quality of education, but also for all the research opportunities that are available here for students. Penn State also has a top-ranked career service office that provides students services such as resume workshops, career headshots and mock interviews, and they even provide professional clothing in case you don't have any for those very important interviews. This office also hosts the career fair that's the largest east of the Mississippi and is held twice a year in the fall and in the spring. This office also brings in over 4,500 employers, including most of the Fortune 500, to come talk to our students and recruit them. These next two numbers are ones that we're really proud of. We have an 85% graduation rate, that's 30% above the national average, and we have a 93% retention rate, and that's about 12% the national average. If study abroad is something that you've been thinking about, thousands of students participate in this experience every year, whether doing research, internships, or just a cultural immersion. We have over 300 programs in over 54 countries. And Penn State provides so many options that it can fit into your academic schedule, whether for a week, a semester, or even a whole year. Penn State is also a Research One institution, which means we receive significant funding to do research, over $1 billion annually. And there's research opportunities in most of our academic areas and in all of our campuses. And because we have so many opportunities, that means that at Penn State, students can start doing research as early as their first year. Now, even though Penn State is a large institution and you will have some large classes, our student to faculty ratio does tend to go down to about 16:1 as students get closer to their intended major. Now, what's unique about Penn State is that we're part of a 20 campus system. And our campuses range in size from our smallest, about 800, to our largest, about 46,000 students. And these campuses can be small, rural, or urban. All of our campuses have their own 4-year degree should students want to stay at just one campus, or students can take advantage of Penn State's unique 2+2 plan, where students can start their career at 2 years at one campus and then transition over at another campus. We say transition because all of these campuses are all Penn State, so you don't need to transfer. All you have to do is talk to your academic advisor and tell them your interest to continue your last 2 years at another campus. As you can see, some of these campuses have monopoly houses that represents all of the campuses that have on-campus housing for students. The ones that do not have any houses just means that there's going to be housing near the university, but it's just not going to be university owned. Penn State has over 275 majors and 185 minors. And we have a program called the Division of Undergraduate Studies for the students who are still undecided, where they work closely with an academic advisor to help them narrow down their choices until they finally choose a major at the end of their second year. Our most popular colleges are going to be business, nursing, engineering, and science. Now, at Penn State, we encourage students to get involved outside of the classroom and to join one of our more 1,200 clubs and organizations that we have here university-wide. Clubs and organizations, what interests you? So if sports is something that you're interested in, we have intramural sports, club teams, Royal Division I, Big Ten universities. So football is the big deal here. In the fall, we have a student-run newspaper, the largest student-run philanthropy in the world called FON, that raises money every year for pediatric cancer. And we have over 58 religious organizations and groups. Not only that, if you can't find anything, you can always create your own. All you need is 10 interested students and a faculty member to sponsor you, and you can start your own club here at Penn State. The ranges in this chart represent the middle 50% of students offered admission for fall 2020. We do not have cutoffs or averages. As you can see, University Park, which is our largest campus, is a little more competitive than our other Commonwealth campuses. One thing that you need to know that's new this year for Penn State is that we're going to be test optional through fall 2023. This is our admissions timeline. Our application opens on August 1st. November 1st is our early action deadline and your best chance at admissions to your first choice campus. It also means you receive a non-binding decision by December 24th. If you're interested in receiving financial aid, we encourage all students to fill out the FAFSA by December 1st. At Penn State, all students are reviewed for all scholarship opportunities with their application. There's nothing that students need to do additionally, except to have a FAFSA on file online. Students will start to receive their financial aid award letters starting in February. And of course, students always have until May 1st to accept their admissions offer. To help you estimate your cost of attendance, here's the tuition rates for University Park and our campuses. These numbers include tuition, room and board. The difference in tuition is because it costs a lot more money to run a campus as large as University Park with 46,000 students compared to running a smaller campus that can run from 800 to about 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 students. The tuition costs are set by the Board of Trustees every year in July. And to help you estimate your costs, you can always visit the college cost calculator at tuition.psu.edu. Here's my contact information on the screen, as well as our social media pages. I will add all of this contact information, as well as some important links that you might find useful on the chat. Thank you for the time, and I look forward to interacting with you and helping you through the admissions process. Please don't hesitate to contact me. I'm here to help, and have a great afternoon. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. And again, if you have questions for any of our reps, just make sure to use the Q&A button and check out the chat for all that important info that is being sent your way from our representatives. Up next, we will hear from West Virginia University.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Madeline Ryan, and I am the regional recruiter for West Virginia University for the state of Michigan. Welcome to West Virginia University. We were founded in 1867 as a land-grant institution, and we have now grown to have 3 separate campuses across the state of West Virginia. So each of our campuses does have different admissions offices. We have different academic programs and campus environments. So we really do encourage you to connect with us to learn more and find your fit. Our flagship campus is in Morgantown, and it's located in north central West Virginia. It's about 5 hours from Detroit if you're going to be driving, or you can fly into the Pittsburgh airport, and then it's just a beautiful drive 70 miles south from the airport into Morgantown. So we have 27,000 students from all 50 states and 118 different countries. And we are majority non-resident, with about 55% of our students coming from outside of West Virginia. So even though we are considered a large school, once you have been admitted to the university, you can be directly admitted into one of 14 schools and colleges on campus, and our student to faculty ratio is 18:1. So we are proud to be among the top 3% of universities worldwide, and our students are recruited by some of the top Fortune 500 companies, some of them listed here on the screen, and we do have special partnerships with NASA and the FBI. We are one of 130 institutions classified as an R1 research institution. So that means our students are getting involved in some of the highest levels of research as early as the summer before their freshman year. And experiential learning is important to us. So some additional opportunities include you can study abroad in one of 50 different countries for a 2-week program, semester-long or full academic year, or you can complete 1,100 hours of clinicals right there on campus at Rubin Memorial Hospital, which is a level 1 trauma center. Or maybe you want to join your peers and you can compete in national or international competitions as a member of one of our student project teams. So Morgantown is truly a college town, but with all the events and activities that we have going on throughout the year, it does have a small city feel. And then our location in the mountains and surrounded by rivers really allows students to participate in programming such as camping, canoeing, hiking, whitewater rafting, or ziplining through our Adventure West Virginia organization. And then during a non-pandemic year, you can actually travel internationally. Some of the previous trips have been to South Africa and Fiji, just to name a few. So you can actually celebrate your mountaineer spirit by cheering on our Big 12 Division I student athletes across 18 NCAA sports. You can join our rec or club sports teams, or maybe you want to be a leader or use your service skills and join one of our 485 student organizations. So the application does open the August before your senior year, and we have a rolling admissions application. So once we have all of your completed documents, we will get your decision back to you within about 4 to 6 weeks. And so essays and letters of recommendation are not required or considered. We want to see your high school coursework, any dual enrollment coursework, and see how well you've done in those classes. And we did adopt a test optional policy this year. We just learned that we are extending this test optional policy for our fall 2022 and spring 2023 applicants. So at the time that you apply, your GPA and or test scores that we have on file will be used for automatic consideration of our university merit scholarships. And so you see the chart on this side here, the colorful grid. These are our score center scholarships. So you'll find your GPA on this side, either a weighted or an unweighted GPA, and then your test scores here, ACT or SAT, again, no preference. And then you'll see that our scholarships range from 7,000 to 16,000. Then our Go First scholarships here are for our test optional applicants. So starting with a 3.0 GPA, you're earning a scholarship to WVU. We do have additional scholarships offered by the 14 schools and colleges that you've been admitted into, or you can apply for our diversity scholarship, leadership scholarships. You can really stack on multiple scholarships, and that out-of-state tuition price of just over $25,000 becomes a little bit more reasonable. So these are the 14 schools and colleges that we have on campus, and our students can choose to apply into one of these schools as an incoming freshman, or if you have multiple areas of interest or you're undecided, you have plenty of room to work with your advisors. You can tailor your interests to create the program that suits what you want to do in your career field. So many of our students will double major or add on a minor, or you can come in undecided, or what we call our exploratory pathway. Some of our unique majors are highlighted here. We do have the #1 forensic and investigative science program in the country and the largest crime scene training complex. We're one of just a few schools with the petroleum and natural gas engineering undergraduate and graduate program. And then our partnerships with NASA, we have several alumni in Houston, which is the oil and gas industry. Our 3+3 law track program is a fast track program. You're graduating about a year earlier than your peers at other institutions with your bachelor's and your law degree. Then you see some of our sports sciences and media majors. You have a really great platform with our Big 12 athletes, their management staff, athletic trainers, or maybe you could be a videographer or a photographer and use that industry for your career as well. So we would love to connect with you. We do have our on-campus and in-person programming. If you go to admissions.wvu.edu/visit, you can learn more. And this is my contact information. Once again, feel free to reach out to me. My name is Madeline Ryan. Thank you so much and have a good evening.
Thank you very much. I'm going to invite all of our reps to come back on camera and turn on their microphones. I could do a quick little Q&A here as you get the information in the chat from each of our reps, but do a little bit of value-added stuff for people attending both live and attending this session or viewing this session on demand. So I'll have you respond in the same order that you presented. And first question is what one piece of advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we'll start with Art Academy of Cincinnati.
Yeah, so I would say it's really important to visit the school that you're looking at. That way you can really kind of interact with people there, see what the campus looks like in person, and see if the vibe fits with you.
Gannon University.
Well, my piece of advice would be, this is your chance to reinvent yourself, to challenge yourself, to reach out and find out what else you might be interested in. You're not locked into a box anymore as you were in high school. So get out there, explore everything, look at all of your options.
Virginia Tech.
Yeah, so my advice would be, don't be afraid to talk to your counselors. That's what we're here for, or even more so professors, if they have the ability to, if you're able to communicate with them. They're resources for you, as well as getting to know what academic opportunities they may have as far as protecting your academic growth, and as well as your professional growth as well. So absolutely don't feel afraid to ask questions.
Drexel University.
Well, Donnell stole my usual one, but I'd always definitely recommend for students to create a special email that they're going to be using through their college admissions process, something that's professional, so that when you're communicating with your college admissions counselors, we know that it's you. So something that it's your first name, last name. If you're using your high school email, that's going to go away after you graduate from high school, and we're still going to be sending you information if you enroll in our institution afterwards. So you're going to want to have access to these email addresses. So make sure you're also paying attention to that. I know that colleges send a lot of emails, and we apologize for that now, but it's very important that you're making sure that you're looking at the emails, because we're going to be sending important deadlines through those as well. So that professional email and checking it often is very important.
Penn State.
Well, Emily said exactly what I was going to say. The email thing is extremely important, but I guess I would add, don't miss those early action deadlines. Sometimes it can make a huge difference between receiving and not receiving an offer. So make sure you get those applications in by early action deadline.
West Virginia.
So going last is hard. Everyone shared some great advice. I would say also just make sure that you're taking the time to do your research and explore all of your interests. So maybe some institutions will have a major that other institutions won't. You can apply to multiple institutions. Find your fit. So do your research, find out about the campus climate, find out about experiential learning opportunities at each institution. So you can have a long list. You don't have to just apply to one or two schools. And then when it comes down to it, hopefully you'll be in the position where you're the one deciding which campus is going to be the best, which financial aid and scholarship package will work best for you and your family as well.
We have time to squeeze in one more question, and it's a fun one. What's your favorite event or tradition on campus? Art Academy of Cincinnati.
I really like our graduation march. So all of the seniors will line up outside of the school. We'll have like some pictures taken, and then we will march from the school to kind of by Washington Park, where our graduation ceremony is hosted, with like a bagpipe, playing along with all of us. It's just kind of fun. Gets us out into the community. And the bagpipes like always make me laugh. It's just a fun little thing.
Gannon University.
My favorite day is Gannon Give Day. It's where the students interact with the community on a volunteer basis. It can be anything from planting a tree to painting a house to working maybe in a food pantry to reading a book to a child. Everybody gets to find what their niche is, what gift they have to be able to give back. And I just think that's pretty neat when the whole community comes together with our Gannon students.
Virginia Tech.
I would have to say the snowball fight on the drill field with the Corps Cadets. So this is literally where hundreds of the Corps Cadet students versus hundreds and even more of the civilian students that are all in mass in the drill field, just having a big snowball fight. It's not just one or two people, 20 to 30. This is literally a mass of students together. And it's a great opportunity to see everybody come together and of all majors and everything like that, just coming around, just having a good time.
Drexel.
So I have two. So Drexel does not have a traditional homecoming because we do not have a football team. So our homecoming is during basketball season in January, February. So that's always a good time to welcome back our students to campus after the winter break, well, in between fall and winter break. So it's really nice. And then also graduation at Drexel. Our graduation is in June, and we actually graduate at Citizens Bank Park, which is home to the Philadelphia Phillies. So we're graduating at a Major League Baseball park, which is actually really cool. I will be walking this year for graduation since I missed it last year due to the pandemic, and I can't wait. And we light up the city blue and gold for our Drexel Dragons during graduation, and there's fireworks celebration. So it's always really nice to appreciate our Dragons while graduating.
Penn State.
I have to say it's going to be our whiteout game every fall, where our rival comes in, and it's a night game, and 110,000 spectators are all dressed in white. And it's so loud, and they call it the best atmosphere in college football. So our whiteout game is probably one of Penn State's best and funnest tradition, where Penn Staters really get to show their spirit.
West Virginia.
So I will say our marching band, known as the Pride of West Virginia, they're really well known for their energy and their formations. And so often when they first come onto the field, the way that they line up, they actually outline the shape of the state of West Virginia. So then during Welcome Week, all of our classes actually get to line up, and they're outlined by the band in the shape of West Virginia. So it's a really cool keepsake photo that you'll have as well.
Well, thank you all for sharing your favorite campus traditions and the advice for students going through the college search process now. And thank you, of course, for sharing all the great information about each of your schools. And want to thank our attendees for joining us today. When you close this window, there'll be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, there are more sessions coming up later this week. So be sure to sign up for more if you haven't done so already at the same place you signed up for this one. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/Michigan. Once again, thank you to each of our presenters for taking time to share great information with us today. And thank you all for joining us. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Take care.